Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
Almost. Come on.
Nah, you get full.
Maybe. You know what? My arm fell asleep just when you called. It happens so much. Jesus.
You know, who never falls asleep? A mic stand, huh? Huh?
But I'll tell you one thing. Huh? What? Okay.
Hi.
Here's the thing. I read an article in 64 track recording weekly monthly.
Yeah.
And they said that actually, what was the topic again? Too soon.
Uh-oh.
Too soon.
Uh-oh.
Too soon to phone a friend. No, they said actually the best way to have a mic is to have it not near your mouth, to put it in a place like a drawer that you wouldn't normally go into.
Yeah.
But that's also close. Can't keep it up.
Wow.
No wonder why I wasn't in Fire Sign Theater.
You were in Fire Sale Theater.
Hey, you know what's a pretty good thing is Brilliant, Genius, Drunk. It's not great all the way through, but Genius, Brilliant, Genius, Stone, Brilliant, Stone, Genius, Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's haphazardly slapped together.
Right. Is that the actual doc, or is that the movie about the doc?
I think it's the doc, the Lampoon doc.
Gotcha.
Oh, what's the movie called?
They did something very much similar.
Yeah. And man, oh man alive, if I had to be a reviewer, what would you do when your mind goes blank? Okay, we're like PCC. No, I'm sorry. You're listening to LAist?
Is this a bad day? Is this
Sadly, it's not. LAist? You're listening to LAist.
Uh-huh.
Do you buy the LAist, or you don't care one way or the other?
I do not like the name LAist.
I don't like it.
LAist
Why don't we
is
like
the name of, for those of you listening out there in not LA land, LAist is what our local NPR station relabeled itself. It merged with the website LAist. And
That's where I had a problem.
And chose the name of the website instead of the name of a radio station.
You know, I'll tell you something right now. I have always said if I was programming KPCC, we'd be through the roof by now. But I might have gone. Is it because it doesn't sound like a radio station anymore? How do you do it? People know KCRW 89.9.
We've heard you try to do a pledge drive before. Why not Bostonist? Why not? Give your money to Bostonist.
Or they should call it the localist, the local LA, the we're in your hometown-ist.
Yeah, again, you shouldn't be in charge of anything.
No, but I was off-put by it. But I'm going to still give the money because I like Larry Mantle. I enjoy all things editioned. Small morning becomes the one I don't like is morning becomes eclectic because it just.
But that's not LAist.
No, that's KCRW 89.9. So go to the phones now.
Oh my God! What is it?
Come on, you can't bail on me this quickly. I've had much worse starts.
I don't think I'm Mr. Bale.
I don't know, you have a kind of a jazzy sound to your voice now. I don't think I'm Mr. Bale.
It's my wedding anniversary today. Let's start with that.
Happy wedding anniversary to you. That's so great. Happy. Isn't it? Who's this guy? Isn't that nice? Someone. Oh, I love you
Sir,
too.
please step away from the screen. Please take 2 steps back from the screen.
Hi, it's your anniversary. You're a cute little fella. Now, what are you guys going to do? Wait, let me guess.
Okay.
30 years. That's
no,
stupid, right?
No,
but it's more than me, right?
It's 24 years of marriage, yeah. We've been together.
Right.
We've been together 29 years.
Right. 1 out of 29 is not bad? Is that joke? We've been together.
We've been married 24 years.
Right.
10 of the happiest years of my life.
Oh, well, I don't understand. What happened? Did you pass out? What's one of the WC Fields? Philadelphia, I called it yesterday. Philadelphia is a great city I visited yesterday. No, come on. What is his famous saying? Philadelphia? Forget it. Is that what it is?
No, his thing was, on the whole, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Why? That's not it. You're lying. Hey, I'm WC Fields, see? I have 500 bank accounts in this very town, you see? Now, I have to go over to, can't make the show tonight. I have to walk to my bank in Peoria. Was it banks? He kept them in banks, right?
Money? Yes.
Yes. In all these accounts.
Supposedly he had secret bank accounts scattered.
Because I don't trust the Jew. I don't trust the Jew.
No, he was paranoid about everything. I mean, he kept an attic full of liquor in case Prohibition came back.
That made sense.
He practiced his juggling every day in case he had to go back to that.
That's sad. That is sad. That's like if you call Chris Bliss and where's Chris Bliss? He had to go on a seminar to improve his. He figures that's the way back.
Right.
Not back, but that's the way to the big time. Or something along those lines.
Well, it was a safety net, I think.
I don't think I like the Jews so much. Yeah, well, you know what, sir? When I wake up, I'll be sober and you'll still be Jewish. Come on, if he had a slightly different angle, he would have been just as funny, but so much more horrible, right?
Sure, there you go.
You know what I say about Jews?
That was Churchill, by the way, not W.C. Fields. The sober in the morning joke.
How come I'm doing Edward G. Fields? Yeah, see?
You are not coherent today, my friend.
W.C. Robinson. Well, maybe I shouldn't. You know what? Here's the thing. I tell you this time and time again, don't snort it all up right before the thing.
All right. Pace yourself.
I have 3 Adderalls I take during the day.
Yeah.
I don't have to smoke one of them at 9:30.
Right.
I ran out of ideas there.
Tell me.
You're telling me? I'm telling you? Oh, well, how was
man? See, I actually brought up a topic, and you just babbled it off a cliff. Just
That's a terrible impression of me. What was the topic you brought?
My wedding? My anniversary?
Oh, well, why can't you just launch right into and I'll never forget it was 24 years ago today that I married. I asked you what your plans were. You
right,
didn't
and then you
ball.
steamrolled over the space where I could have talked.
Okay, well, do it now. What are you saving it for? You're not going to have the anniversary next
we'll
week.
Probably go out to the beach. Probably go, because that's the best place that LA has to offer for happiness, I think.
I think that's true. Like Alabama.
But that's our plan, We both have shit to do first, so we'll see.
But you both like to go Malibu way, kind of, don't you?
Yeah, just because that's the easiest drive. That's the best vista to traffic ratio.
Yeah. That's a nice day. It really is, because if you think about it, or if you don't think about it, you're almost as close from the valley as you are from other places.
Thank you, Thomas P. Guide.
My name's Atlas. Hey, Atlas. I'm going to kick some sand in your... What did he do? Charles Atlas. But before he came up with the Atlas, you remember, right?
Sure.
They said, what are you, Nancy?
98
with your Atlas?
98 bi-weekly.
What?
Why do you bring up references that you don't even know? I'm the
98 bi-weekly?
98-pound weakling.
So he was going, look, I'm going to come up with the greatest Atlas. It's so great, I'm naming it after me. The Atlas. Everyone's going to love it. And then the bully came on and punched him in the face. And then he goes, I have to get rid of this Atlas idea and switch to something else.
Uh-huh.
That advertisement, I'm not that old that I don't remember that advertisement.
You're not that old that you don't remember.
I'm not that young that I don't remember.
Do you remember the advertisement?
I don't think so, but okay. When I remember seeing it, no, I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Because I'm a comic book reader, and they had it. They would make fun of it or something.
Right, but
like
you were never there.
Specs.
You were never there for its original incidents.
No, well, I'm not Buster Crabbe's age. I mean, let's be honest about it. You don't know Buster Crabbe?
I do.
Right?
He played Flash Gordon.
Doesn't he build himself up too?
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, he's also I'm Buster Crab.
I don't think.
So
I don't think.
Okay, well, Jack LaLanne. 1, 2,
okay.
3.
Yes.
Here was Jack LaLanne's whole. Jack LaLanne's whole thing was, "How you feeling? I'm just in great. I feel great. Don't you just get up? Get up. Well, maybe this would help. Would you like to march and play?" There didn't seem to be much use for it except as a cheerleader.
Yeah,
right. He was a cheerleader.
Let me see you go drag some rowboats.
Yeah, but people didn't realize where those rowboats were on the water. A small child could have.
Really?
No, I don't know how those work.
Do not denigrate Jack LaLanne, my friend.
Wait, aren't those?
He is a jumpsuited saint.
Aren't those gimmicks though? Where you pull a car?
No, they're gimmicks, but they're still feats of strength.
They are feats of strength, but like when you bring a board in Taekwondo,
you want to make something relatable to the public that it's heavy. You look at because like a 200-pound barbell and a 500-pound barbell looks about the same to people, but a subcompact and a semi, people know the difference.
Well, his thing wasn't you press parts of your body together. That wasn't him.
Are you talking?
Was his isometrics?
I don't know Jack LaLanne's.
Well, then you're not old enough. Then.
But no, I don't think that was his main thrust. But I bet he would go, if you're in a pinch, here's a way you can still build some muscle.
Dear Charles Atlas, I'm going to be sitting on my porch today. Is there anything I can do that will put me into shape? Well, absolutely, my friend.
Rock faster.
Press the rocker against your... No, but somebody did isometrics, and it was very big, and it was, I think, a scam. It's like Herbalife.
I think it was Ted Iso.
What were the metrics on his thing?
Hard to say.
Come on, that's funny.
No, it wasn't. It was just word association.
Back away from the screen.
Yes.
Big Jew.
Yes, please.
Take your big Jew head, push it.
If the little square is full of you, step back.
Back off.
Yes.
See if I had anything. No. That was a great story you had about your anniversary. Okay, sorry.
Remember my wedding?
Susan came up with an idea that I think is very funny that I'm going to do.
Good.
When I wear a mask.
I'm glad someone in the house is producing.
Someone's thinking, I'm going to wear a mask.
You're going to
wear I like to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm in a store and something like that.
Like a respiratory mask, we're talking.
Like a respiratory mask.
Not like Nixon.
Not like Nixon. No, not like that. Not like Point Break. Yeah. They say they want, they kind of, sometimes people do recognize, somewhat recognize you, but, because I have penetrating eyes. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see people look like that. I go, I am Horseshack. Uh-huh. Thank you. And I'm very much alive. Thank you. Very much alive.
Sending you a palilogram.
Then someone responded to that tweet saying, I hope you, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like, I just went right past that Horseshack is dead. Like, was like, oh, it was so good to hear from you again, Ron Poleo. Like that. Maybe. It couldn't have been.
I don't understand what you're talking about anymore.
Someone said, I say to people I'm Horseshack, and someone goes, I was wondering who you were. Like that.
Ah.
But then you can't tell if that's a sincere, I was wondering who you are, or this, because everyone's so clever on Twitter.
Sure.
That's the thing they've learned from it.
Especially when it comes to hurting Andy.
I don't know if that's true. How's everything on Blue Sky going?
Oh, it's great. Nothing but.
How come I can't stop singing that song every time I go on it? Blue sky, there's nothing but blue. Blue sky.
You should shift to ELO's Mr. Blue Sky.
How's that go? And it didn't do it, I guess. Yeah. So what do you do when people ask you, can you sing the song? You go, there's no way. I don't have a way of conveying the music. What do you do then?
Then I just go, the Andy method, go, so the bush, Bible, seagull, eagle.
My method is not that different from the Sandler method, right?
No, it's not.
It's
less successful is really the...
Well, that's all that matters. And, things that are less successful are not worse than things that are successful.
True. Sometimes they're lateral moves at best.
It's a lateral move at best. I I often think of you in the middle of one of my impressions because I know that you're going to go, oh, she's starting again. If you'd help me with them, it would be good. If you help me one day.
Sure. Bring one to the workbench. We'll work on it.
Okay. Help me with my. No, I don't want it. The ones that I can't do are the ones that are very strange that you do.
Yeah.
Like Heflin. I'd like to be able to do Heflin.
You'd like to do Hal Heflin? It's a lot like Droopy, really. You got to drop the corners of your mouth and. This is a good start, right? Now,
you got to drop the corners.
Now think.
That can't be. You're kidding with me. You're joking with me.
Now do a southern accent with.
Now do a southern accent with.
Pretty good, really.
Yes.
This is as close as you're going to get.
I need you to answer the question. What was the one? I need
you to talk into the machine.
I need you to talk into the machine. But you're doing something else. It's not just your mouth.
No, there's skill. There's skill.
It's so funny. Like
I have what's called an ear.
I know you have an excellent ear.
Also, no one remembers Hal Heflin, so there's plenty of license.
But it's like your ability to do the voice is a step up. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there's once in a while where I'll just dive in and it's there, and I'll be very impressed with myself. And then there's times once I've gotten it, and it just degrades over time. Like James Mason has degraded so far over time now.
Well, you just don't put this. I mean, but I bet you could summon up the cotton candy lady very quickly.
That's what I'm here for. Summoning up the cotton candy grapes.
How you doing, Sonny? I do a very good old man. I want that to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want you to be.
Just open your mouth.
Hello, son.
There it is.
Hello, son.
No,
what are you looking at?
That's pushing it. You don't need to push it.
Oh, with the old man or with my phone?
With the old man.
Okay.
But
I always think
stop pushing your phone too.
Okay. Let's see.
This today feels very much like what it's going to be like in the home.
Hey, the one idea that I had written down was the idea for a horse shack. That was the idea.
I still don't understand the idea. You wear a mask, and people think you're Horseshack.
They kind of recognize me, and I say, because it used to be they go, "Are you Horseshack?" So now I just go right into, "I am Horseshack."
Ah, okay.
And then they go, "Wow," and yet no, it is a shock. It's like Abe Vigoda, but
why
not as
don't you
popular.
Just write it on the mask? Yes, I'm Horseshack.
Yeah. Well,
hello, my name is Horseshack.
You can't once the idea. Maybe the idea is. I have to work.
Just wear a T-shirt that says "ooh ooh ooh,"
which people won't. I think people won't connect it anymore.
I think they will when they look up and there's his face.
Yeah, but just the eyes.
Also, you have to raise your hand most of the time.
Oh!
No.
Oh!
Ooh! Me, Mr. Carter. Yes.
Me, Mr. Carter. I don't think that's very nice, Mr. Carter. I think I was pretty good. I could have done a Horseshack impersonator.
You could have. I mean,
he did one when he worked with me in Las Vegas. That's what he did.
Uh-huh.
You know I worked with him, right?
No.
Okay, how can you have forgotten this story? It's such a great story. I worked with Ron Pallilo at the Riviera Hotel.
His name is Ron Pallilo, okay? It's not Palleo.
That's not important. It's not important that he's dead. It's not important that I'm getting his name wrong. The important thing is that Pallilo, people walked around the hotel all week at the Riviera Hotel, said, Mr. Horseshack, or because we were both on the same show. You know how he opened the show? He came out and went, something like, yes, that's me. It's just, it wasn't good. Not his fault.
Did he have an act before he was Horseshack?
I don't think he did.
Okay,
I think he was just he was a comedic actor of some type.
Yeah.
No, he had nothing. The only thing that
he's not like Shirley Hemphill or something like that.
No,
she had.
And the only thing I'll say, I would say was a good sign for him was that he wasn't just launching into it. He knew it was itself. He knew he didn't have enough, really.
Yeah.
But that's not his fault. It's not his fault that he's trying to take advantage of being on that show.
No.
No.
Hell no.
But it is funny that during the comedy boom, I guess anybody who could have even attempted comedy or was seen as a comedian could do comedy, would be asked to do comedy during the boom.
During the late boom.
Yeah.
During the late boom, it started to go like, well, how can we fill seats?
That's right.
You know, how can we actually sell tickets instead of give them away every week?
But then some guys I used to love Tom Green's show when it started. It made me I thought it was mean, but he made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think he can be very funny. I don't know about his whole act, but he then went out consciously and did stand up. I think. Well, but seriously,
and I think he was a comedian going into the Tom Green shows.
That's for sure. For sure.
So I mean, I think that's a different thing. I mean, that's just capitalizing on having found an audience and trying to go out and make money. I mean, that's.
I guess it's also not surprising.
Like a band touring after their hit, you know.
Right. But a lot of people who went out and
but there were plenty over the years, you know. There was Screech.
Yeah.
You know.
That's interesting. Is he dead?
Who looked like a big Ron Pallilo, coincidentally.
Well, see, I think I look as a Jewish man. That's my fear, is I look that way.
Right.
But then what's wrong with looking that way?
But there's so many things in your life that are framed with, as a Jewish man, that's my fear. Like, there's so much of what you do that is...
Name one other. Like
anytime you take your wallet out, you think it's some expression of your Judaism one way or another.
That's true. That's true. Well, how do you hide? You look very Jewy. You look like you
I don't need to hide it. I like living in a city where I don't feel a need to hide it.
You know, the fact that you're very comfortable with your Jewishness and you're very comfortable living in a city where it's accepted, there's just nothing funny about it. I have gone to get to the comedy. I'm getting the comedy gold out of being a fish out of water. I'm a Jew out of water.
You really do seem to be like constantly working against a stereotype in your head.
I like when you build a case against me. It's just a small case. It is a little case because you're a little annoyed because you think I haven't brought everything to the table.
No, I'm just trying
so you're digging back at me. Give me a little diggy.
Actual conversation as well.
No, you're
That's
not.
all
no,
I'm trying to do.
That's not what you're trying to do. Let's not don't snow the snowman, as Bill Kaufman was told years ago. So that's where you're going to want to leave it?
Well, you shut me down. It's like if you don't want to go to the restaurant, you have to bring up the next suggestion.
If I don't want to go to the restaurant, that's true. That is true. Well, you know what? What's happening here is it's really telling us, boy, that can't wait for that vacation to start.
I think that's right.
Is that what it is?
Apparently,
Maybe it is.
Spring fever.
I think. Well, I won't say what I think. So anyway,
what do you?
What
think?
else? What's that?
No, say what you think.
I think that you do lockdown. I think you see a certain thing I do, and maybe you think I do the same thing. You see a certain thing, you go, okay, here it comes. Here it comes. He's going to be this guy now.
Yeah. No, I do.
So. Yeah, and then anything I do in the next couple of seconds, you'll smoke the cigarette, you'll do a lot of different things, but you're hanging me out to dry because you think I'm hanging you out to dry.
No,
that's what you think.
Okay, all right. If that's
okay, no. But what do you really think,
folks? We're going to be taking our summer break.
No. Honestly, that's my take. But what's your take?
Well, no, I think you're right. I mean, there are some days where I go, well, he's not listening, and he's not, and he's also talking himself into walls without, you start a topic, then don't finish it, and then none of us.
Yeah, well, I would say that almost guarantees that whatever I say is not going to work. That's where it's like, gets to that point where you go, oh, here he is. I'll just calmly wait until I have a chance to get in there, kind of a thing. But.
Well, why is that bad? Why is calmly waiting until I have a chance to get
because I think you have developed a shtick. I think you have developed a shtick about not launching into anecdotes, not just saying, I got to tell you this or I got to tell you that.
Okay, well.
Because if I say, that's it. I was going to tell you my story about the schmookie. but you've dissuaded me from telling it.
Yeah.
Now.
Right.
No?
Yeah, that happens. I mean, it happens where I get so frustrated that we keep getting
so frustrated. Yeah. What's so frustrating? It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's really has it been a series of bad shows?
No, but you're interrogating me about it right now, so now I feel defensive.
I don't have an answer. What else is in the news is the only answer I ever have when it's when it feels like it's not fun.
Okay, well, let's stop if it's not fun. We'll do a short show.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, everyone. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Andy won't remember a thing. No, I'm kidding. Everything is fine. But to lighten the mood, here's something from 2012. Andy and I appearing together. I think our first time together on stage, albeit me in puppet form. This is us at Cartoon Dump, 2012, back when we still had chemistry. Enjoy.
Our special stand-up comedy guest, Andy Kindler!
Yeah! Can I bring my stool out?
Sure.
Yeah. Which mic do I use? Which mic? Which one? Rehearsal, I use a Shure SM57. I hope this is the same mic. During the tech run-through, we just did Q to Q. That's all we did. Q to Q. That's all we did. Q to Q. I'm going to keep doing theater references until it works. What are you people just got back from the proscenium? Is that right? Is that good? You know, with all this talk about Israel, I don't know how to set up jokes. Never have. If anybody does, please send information to my website. With all this talk about Israel, I just want to say, I wish my body would return to its pre-1967 borders. Am I right, people? My body. I wish my body would return to its pre-1960, because I was thinner then would be the joke there. There was a joke. My body. What do you think? Diver down, dumpster down.
Sell it harder.
Dumpster, yeah. You know what else I wish would return to its 1967 borders? My corporeal body. Is that the right word? Did I get the right word there?
I think that was the punch-up it needed.
You think I should do this joke? What do you think? Should I do that one? Try it, all right. Okay. You're so cranky. You get most of your material from old bazooka rappers that get thrown in the... What do you know? We came up with that 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Lean in.
What do you know? Yeah.
Old bazooka rappers.
Yeah, that's right. You thought I didn't hit that hard enough either? By the way, we have the people from Craig Ferguson here. We're auditioning to go on after him, so please don't blow this. This is gonna be you're gonna be my sidekick. We're going all the way, right? I can't guarantee you'll be the person doing the voice. They're trying to go for someone younger with the voice.
You don't actually have to mic me.
I know. I just enjoy doing it.
I think the illusion's about as intact as it's going to be.
To me, comedy would be just me doing this for 15 minutes.
Test.
Yeah. Test. Is the audience on my side? Testing. Is the audience going to enjoy my next show?
Yes.
Testing. No, I'm kidding.
Pander 1, 2, 3.
What'd you say?
Pander
1, 2, 3. A lot of it.
Love me 3, 4, 5.
I'm going to ask you about the bit I'm going to do to see if you approve of me before I start. Is a classic thing. Have you heard about the movie I'm going to do a joke about? So you'll maybe laugh.
Clap.
Who knew LinkedIn would have such a big IPO? LinkedIn. Is anyone reading? Have you people been doing anything? Have you people been using your eyeballs? LinkedIn just got sold for $40 trillion. You know that when people would send you that thing that made you want to go to their house and slash their tires? You've been invited to LinkedIn and you wanted to kill yourself? That just sold. I'm always behind the curve. But my friends, we were all sitting around, my comic friends, and we'd say, what do we do with all this money we made from stand-up comedy? And all my friends said, sink it into Google. And I, like an idiot, I put it on to Ask Jeeves. Good, right?
Big mistake. Yes. Very funny.
So you're just verifying what I said.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I don't want to be a cock block.
Here's
If they're funny, they should fly on their own.
I don't know if we can say cock block at 2 a.m. But we'll clean it up. You know what? I can see the person operating this, but I refuse to look at them. That's how committed I am to the
Do
theater.
not acknowledge the man beneath me.
Exactly, because that's what I like that one. Well, I have to say I like it if it's good. Can I just let it go? So I break all the rules normally. Like the rules that I don't know. That wasn't a good lead into a joke either. But I'm going to premise camp this summer, and hopefully things will improve for me. But improv comedy drives me nuts because the improv people, they always say you have to agree. Like you're supposed to say yes and to whatever your improv partner is. Like, oh, Mars, the atmosphere of Mars is really bad and my arthritis is acting up. And they just go, yes, and also it's cloudy. Something like that. I'm not saying that's what you should go with. But when I do improv, I like to say, no, I don't see, we're not on a different planet. I don't understand the bit you're doing. But they say in improv, you agree because that's funnier. Yeah, agreement is hilarious. There's nothing funny about conflict. Can you imagine how much funnier the Smothers Brothers would have been if they had simply agreed with each other? Mom always liked you best. Yes, I feel very bad about that. I wish I could go back and change all that. I wish there was something I could do to make you feel better. Right?
Right.
No, argue. Right. Oh.
Someone had a bad time at the Groundling.
They told me they were going to pass me on to level 2, right? They said I was...
Phil Hartman, here, write the check.
Why would you bring it down with a Phil Hartman reference now? Telling these nice people. Well, I feel like I'm a...
Because it's your set. It's really not my problem.
He's Randy, I'm Jason. All right, now...
Wow.
How is that a slam?
The Sklar lovers are out in force tonight.
Yes. Oh, that's going to hit the internet later.
Oh, shit.
I'm not getting away with that.
There's that identical wrath we're going to get.
If you are Randy, I got to tell you something very upsetting. Which one are you? I don't think they really know the Sklar
I think we went deeper than the Sklar premise really had.
Now I'm not only looking at the person operating, I'm looking down their pants. You know, when I first heard the expression, he puts his pants on one leg at a time like everybody else, I said to myself, I could have avoided all the groin injuries all these years. The humor being there, that before that I would jump off a table into my pants.
I put on my pants, I have to avoid the arm.
Is that because you have only one arm or something? Oh, avoid the arm. How many jokes would you say you have based on being a puppet? Do you have as much as Jeff Dunham has?
As many as I need. I'll just take out enough to beat you.
Yeah. I'll put you back in the dumpster.
Well, don't put me back in the dumpster.
No, you're going back in the dumpster.
I'm not going back in the dumpster. Thank you, the puppet sketch.
How come there's not more old school puppet sketches? A man like Mr. Jeff Dunham puts a jalapeno pepper on a stick, and people complain. Mostly me. All right, look. I
like to think I'm better than Jeff Dunham's puppets because my racism is overt.
Exactly. He's not hiding it behind a quaint, it's a tribute to Mexican culture. Now, how's he talk? The peanut? Who are you, though? What would your racism be? What would you be racist against?
Anything not Jew.
What's your take on the blacks?
They're not so Jewish.
All right. That's right. This is alternative comedy. I have a couple of gripes with alternative comedy, and I consider myself an alternative comedian. First of all, the people have said,
I found you a delightful alternative to comedy.
Hey, wait a second. Oh no, he certainly did not. He certainly did not. Where did it say that? Where did it say the dumpster guy gets a shot at? That's not what you said earlier on the phone, that you would deep six me. I don't know what that means. But alternative comedians, they use the word retarded a lot. And it's like, yeah, that's right, we're bringing that word back. Okay, well, congratulations, that's a wonderful thing. And then the other thing is they like to use the word rape a lot, and which I think is a terrible word. And what's the goals? Oh, thank you, alternative comedians. Now we're comfortable hearing the word rape a lot. I know I haven't worked this joke out. So, Is there a joke in there somewhere?
It's really, and some dangerous shit going down rape lane without a punchline. I would just like to introduce the word rape into the room without having an actual point or a punchline.
Don't you tell me. You told me this would be one of my hot picks tonight.
Do the rape. Rape it up.
No. If I said to you, look at me. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
If I said to you, you're looking at her, look at me. Don't tell these nice people.
I'm cheating out.
Okay, that's right. Don't upstage me. You don't upstage me. Look, what I'm saying is they use the word rape, but the word should shock you. But they've used it so much that now people are comfortable with the concept of rape. I guess is where I'm going with the joke. I'm not saying it's a joke.
Okay.
It's an observation. I'm not a comic. I'm a humorist.
So rape is just pedestrian.
Don't keep bringing it back. It's over. I blew it. You know what bothers me? You know what bothers me is that Judge Judy is who bothers me. Well, I don't know why people like Judge Judy. You watch her, and she basically they say, "What's your case? What's your story?" Well, just shut up. This is what she said. My parents watch. First of all, my parents watch the Game Show Network because they like to watch people lose money 40 years ago in the past. God damn it, he missed Mom. That guy's dead. I don't care. Probably he sold the Dinette set. But then they watch Judge Judy. Oh no, I can't stand it. Judge Judy, about a month ago, she went into the hospital for some kind of intestinal trouble. It turns out she hates her own guts. What are they looking for? What kind of comedy are they looking for? What do they want from me?
I felt like Judge Judy Wrath was going all the way.
It was going. It was. You know, Alexander Graham Bell was the first person to actually use the expression, hello. I invented the phone. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, no comment now, tough guy, huh?
Great.
As I'm killing with the crowd.
I think if you go back to the 1880s, that's where
Oh, thank you, Trapper John.
do some historical tweets from the 1880s.
Oh, that bit was all right. I have a website. I want everybody to go to it because there's a lot of stuff going on there. I have over 12 unique visits a month on my website. I have a guy who goes there with a top hat. It's pretty unique. And a lady who collects spiders. You know, I live on the West Side. This is a long haul.
West Side.
What do I need this aggravation for? I could go to the brew company and bomb. I don't have to come up here. That was a funny bit. Unique visits. So I went with unique. That'd be like a person with a top hat would be unique.
Yeah,
what did I want? I want people to stand and applaud from a joke like that. That's what I want.
You took the word and you zagged.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most comics zig.
That's right. You know zag.
Yeah. I zag and then I do a further zag.
And,
Yeah. Yeah. By the time I'm done, it's a parabellum. What is it? A parabola?
Parable?
A rhombus.
Oh, yes.
It's a comedy rhombus.
Yes.
This is the best and worst set I've had here so far. I love that sketch with
It's like
Jimmy.
Haman's hat. It has no corners.
Hey,
Jew alert.
that's the best. By the way, that is the best holiday. It's Purim because it's really the greatest. Because some guy named Haman, he tried to steal the temple. Some of the temple. We killed him, chopped off his head, and each year we eat pies in the shape of his hat. All right, enjoy yourself. Have some more hamantaschen, kids. Right?
Right.
Oh, they don't go. They don't. You know.
It's all about symbolism. That's why when God freed the Jews from Egypt, we remember it with a cracker.
That's right. Yeah. Every one of the holidays is the same. We didn't have time to bake the bread then when we were leaving Egypt, so we continued to eat it in its horrible, unbaked shape.
That's a very Jewish approach. Is God frees you from slavery and you remember the bread.
Yeah, that's all we remember. Yeah.
Oh, it was a nice exodus. It was a nice exodus, but
No, the bread. Remember the bread we couldn't bake?
very dry.
Horrible.
Very dry.
Very dry.
And the portions very small.
And the portions were small. He had a hat. The worst gig I ever did was an Orthodox Jewish wedding where the men were separated from the women, but they both came together to not enjoy what I was talking about. This is my new thing. Dan, what do you think? I do a little walkout like that and back to regroup. I also like we had a lot
Kind
of
of jazz step you're doing.
one more. I got a minute and 30 seconds more dynamite. Just give it a backstage warning.
No one's giving you a warning. No one's giving you a warning.
I think Frank may warn me off comedy after the set. No?
Moodsy.
Too much? I'm the guy who talks about himself negatively.
Moodsy. It's not fun.
What did I say? No, I'm not saying Moodsy. I'm saying my friend Frank. I'm getting dressed down for fucking saying Moodsy? And I'm arguing with you about it?
Ferguson. Hello, Ferguson. Keep it together.
You know what? He walks around a week, like 3 days before the show. He's like, they say the Spinal Tap guys, they get into character. He gets into character. He's walking around with the Moodsy outfit on all week long. Sits in Starbucks. Is it Moodsy, or am I getting that name?
No, it's Moodsy's correct.
What is the show that I'm on?
The show you're on is Merv Griffin.
Michael Shermer's Skeptical Comedy.
That's right.
Weekly.
Bill Boggs Comedy Tonight.
Okay, I chewed up a minute of my killer 30-second close.
That was foolhardy.
We used to get, when I was a kid, I don't know about I was going to say Josh. It can't be right. No. That's wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for breaking the fourth wall. I will put a sliding glass door in. But we had a lot of propaganda when I was a kid in Hebrew school. They would say, now you may have heard that we had something to do with the death of Christ, but that happened during Passover time, and we would have been in temple, right, kids? Does that not sound plausible, children? We were meeting in the Sanhedrin, for crying out loud. How can we? You may have heard about us living in Israel that we displaced a lot of people, but the people that we displaced, they like to move around. They're not too tied into their area. When I was a kid, you could give money, they plant a tree in Israel in your name. Now, for the same money, they'll remove a settler from the West Bank in your name. I didn't mean to, Dan, I didn't mean to close with the Jew material, but do you have any favorite closers that you'd like me to do?
Do your We Are the World lip sync.
Larry the Cable Guy just signed a deal with Cracker Barrel.
Yeah?
Not the store. Huh? Okay, I'm going to close it. Do you have anything else to say? Where are you going to be appearing this week? Anything doing any sidekick dumpster work?
I'll be appearing behind the Save-On and behind Shakey's on Bunch of Lunch Day.
Give it up for both of us, folks. Another mixed reaction at the cartoon. Back to music. Energy Kindler.
Thank you, Moodsy.
Thanks. Now we're on. I was recording when I texted you, and then when I didn't hear back, I turned it off.
Unbelievable. I had such a good opening. I said, I'm going to recreate it.
And, okay, please do.
Okay, so look, before good and to go, I'm apologizing. I would apologize, but Mr. Slowhand Weinstein. Oh, really? He plays guitar well? No, he's just, he knows why he's called Slowhand. Now, so between good and to go, the phone rang. It was Ed Krasik, which surprised me, and then he was all of a sudden on, and that was a completely different podcast. Just so I want you guys to know, we could be acting in something again. We're recreating a conversation that literally happened 1 minute ago. It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, I don't. I admire the attempt to salvage the conversation.
I wish you'd say that more. I admire the attempt.
I apologize. I feel like we should at least address the first little part of the show and then move on.
Yeah, but you know what's so interesting about it, though? And this is I was going to launch into a voice. I completely forgot about it, which means we have a very healthy relationship.
Yeah, no, I think...
Or I'm not as sick.
Maybe, but I think it was really just a clear case of we were annoying each other and there was no point of going on. But I did want to address one thing, just because I think you were unnecessarily offended by it.
Please do.
Which is, when I am backing away from the mic to vape, I'm literally backing away from the mic to vape.
Got it.
So it's not me disengaging. It is me trying to not have to edit out me vaping.
Well, you're a very sweet man to say anything at all. I didn't think it was good that you said you were going to call the people with the white coats in 2 minutes. Do they call the people with the white coats anymore?
I don't think they do. I don't think they call them that, at least. I think they call them the woo squad.
Ed Krasner says, "Hi, Andy. I've been sending texts to the wrong cell phone since the Lincoln administration."
Huh.
I should start telling Ed, there's no reason for us to text each other. We're going to text the same thing back to each other.
Right.
Very good, Admiral. No, he's truly funny. I'm not as funny as he is in conversation. I just have a better nose for money. You know what it is? Ed Krasnick's funny, but I know what the people want.
To not hear about Ed Krasnick, who they've never heard of.
Let me tell you something. If you haven't heard of him in the show, do yourself a favor.
Treat yourself.
Hey, Josh, the people, I went with your advice. God bless me. God, please never let me take a business gig for $350 where you say, "Hi,
All right,
what's it called?
Start over. I'm off track already here. What's happening?
Okay. So I forgot it. Oh, God damn it, Josh.
Business $350 is all.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, so good. No, I remember I turned down that commercial for Cameo.
Oh, okay, yes.
Oh, God, why can't I? If I supplied even one fact.
I didn't know it was an actual Cameo thing.
Yeah, it was a Cameo. So for $350, and you get the rights to this amount of days, and it's like, at first I see $350. I'm not an idiot. I go, oh, $350.
Is there a celebrity endorsement channel for on Cameo, or is it just they come at you through your regular Cameo and say, "I'll give you $350 if you do that"?
Yeah, it's just set up. It's to Cameo's credit, they set it up on and also Cameo is with SAG-AFTRA and all this stuff. Very nice, but they have set up these different tiers. So I could opt out of this tier.
Right.
And I think maybe my minimum, I just realized
I think you got to raise your minimum for a celebrity.
I think my minimum,
bottom feeder endorsements is not really the business.
That's what I'm with. What should I go up to, 1,000?
Yes.
Okay. Because what's the point?
Because that's the number that'll make you go, is it worth it?
Right. I get an email from the guy at the company.
Yeah.
And he says, "Look, it's very nice, dear Schmoopy. Would you have taken this? I'm Schminky from the Haha Agency. Would you have taken this if there was more money? Also, what would you endorse? What would you endorse as a?" He used the word brand because he's in the business.
Sure.
So I did not respond to that. But should I respond to it even? I mean, or is it?
Well,
or should I say?
It depends if you want to be in this business.
Well, what is the business?
The business is they obviously are trying to hook up companies with celebrity air quoted endorsements.
Okay. Well, it's a minefield.
They're being a little agency there.
Well, I've done things for $50, like, hey, listen to Schminky's podcast. When Schminky asked me for his podcast, I'm not going to charge him a whole.
I mean, it just depends on your need for a side hustle, really.
I need a side hustle. Well, I always need a side hustle.
But any legitimate endorsement deal is going to come through your people.
Right, exactly. As it always has. You mean the $10,000? You mean the $100,000 box, as they say in my room, in Lost in America? Do you have anything else that you have in this town? Oh, you mean like in the $100,000 box? Let me check right now. Oh, remember that thing with Robert Durst? Robert Durst.
Yes.
He's dead now, right?
He is, I believe. Yes.
But they made a documentary where he said, and they thought they caught him at the end because
he was
killed them. He's in the bathroom.
Belching and talking to himself, yes.
Yeah, in the bathroom. Killed them. Of course. If that was the basis of arresting someone, if you heard the shit I say all fucking day from, just to myself, I'm a Jew. Fuck you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up to the TV.
Still no murder rap there.
Not yet. Well, because I'm not crazy. Because no.
But it's not like he was being bugged. He was wearing a microphone.
He was wearing a microphone, but of course, killed them. Why not? But he was not operating with all of his screws or something, whatever they say.
No. Also, he was a murderer.
The thing about the only thing about, and I do not advocate for dismember. When do you cut somebody up? What's it called?
Dismemberment, I think.
Yes. Okay.
When you bust them up.
I'm not doing one of these Chris Rock. I'm not doing a Chris Rock OJ. I don't agree with it, but I understand his behavior bit. But Robert Durst claimed that he dismembered the one person because he was so scared of Jeanine Pirro. She had driven him to this.
Jeanine Pirro?
Yes. Okay. What did I say?
Jeanine Pirro.
Like a French lady?
Yes.
So he was on trial. He was acquitted. I think they later on, they did, in other words, look into it, or I'll look into it, because he portrayed her as such a horrible person, which I believe that she is, independent of this case, Robert Durst's case. And she was so horribly annoying trying to get Robert Durst, that he actually claimed that he dismembered the body because of that. And he got off for it.
That's how scary she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I think I covered that well. Very, 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 it's like I'm very, very excited.
I think it boils down to I would never belong to a club that would have me dismembered.
You're like postmodern Woody Allen or something. Was that Woody Allen? No, that was Groucho Marx?
That was Groucho Marx, yeah.
I want you to do I like in the Mean Bob Dylan. Nothing's better than Mean Bob Dylan. Shut up, you stupid idiot. I don't make songs for you. I don't have songs for anybody. You're a fucking asshole, Andy. I can't even do him. But I don't know where I was going with that. Do you know where I was going with?
No.
Okay, fuck that. All right. Is it time to go to the
Bob
thing?
Dylan is how you started. That's all.
Should we not belabor it? What do you think? Do you have anything to say? Updates? Windows?
Windows are still
walls?
Windows are still going. Still waiting on the stucco and drywall. Had some lock maintenance done. Some fine tuning. But mostly just I've been in a big declutter mode this week. That's been mine.
Isn't that the great? I'm doing it too.
I am Marie condoing the shit out of this place, man.
But
because it turns out nothing gives me joy.
Oh, like getting rid of stuff.
No, I mean her.
No, you're saying
that's her barometer. Yeah. Does this item give you joy?
Do you thank them?
I'm saying no, nothing gives me joy.
And so you thank no item.
I do not thank items. No.
That's what she says to do.
I know, but that's silly. And I really only watched one of her things.
Have you seen what's her last name?
Kondo?
Oh, I was going to do a Kondo joke.
Huh.
But that's her last name, so I can't do the joke.
Well.
Marie, I could do an 80s comic. Yeah, what's just Marie Kondo? She comes over and fixes up your condo. Fuck that noise. Boy, George looks gay.
You can't just pass it off as 80s comic when it's not funny. There were people getting laughs.
I'd like to.
People got laughs in the 80s, Andy.
I don't care. I would like to. I'd like to ascribe all bad comedy to the 80s. Yeah. Oh, boy, like Tom Kennedy used to do. The Boston comedian going, Boy George, more like Girl George. I mean, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. He was like, do I really want to hurt? Do you really want to hurt me? I want to fucking kill you. I mean, that was the Boston comics. Then that's the same people that's the people talking about trans people. It's the same people back then who were doing the 80s comic, horrible Kevin Knox doing horrible AIDS humor.
Sure.
This is the same people leading the anti-trans movement.
Well,
I bored myself to death.
And their ilk.
I bored myself to death. Hi-ho the dairy-o, I bored my... Huh? All right, let's do it. And you know what I did today for you? Just for you, Josh?
What did you do for me?
I'm already in the proper window.
Wow.
God damn it. You know.
You're lying. It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Pickle says, Mel Cooley was a great guy. Why? I always wondered how she felt about Mel. He took a lot of shit, especially from my buddy. But he was a damn good producer. I only wish you could have been his true self to everyone. No, that's not what. Okay, am I messing this up?
I think he meant he.
Yeah. He could have been his true self to everyone, and not just me and a few close friends. That's a great take. I always wondered, is Mel Cooley taking it in stride, or does it really get to him?
I got nothing for that.
Well, Pickles does.
I don't have. That's a no. You just did a no and I had nothing to get it.
Dan Marsh.
By the way, should we mention before people tune out of the show, which I suspect they do?
Yeah, I think you should. Don't do that, Josh. Yeah. Don't sabotage us. I've always thought you were sabotaging us with the edit.
We are going. We're going on a vacation. We're taking August off because we annoyed each other. And it that was the red big green light that said time for summer.
But let me tell you something. If people think we're what is it called? Bickering? We're not bickering. No. We are good friends who love each other very, very much. We love doing the show. What am I pitching this to?
I don't know.
Who the fuck cares?
I don't know. We've now established a summer break, but we're going to take. We're going to take August off. We'll be back. Yes. We'll be back on Labor Day. And that's it.
That's
not the end of the show, but that's no. I just wanted to alert people here, but like I said, because if we put it at the end, it'd be like to 3 people.
This is the first today, Josh. This day, last year or the year before, I'm not even saying it was every year because I know it was messed up. This is the day that I would be giving the speech.
Oh, yeah.
To State of the Industry. And I even woke up to say, I'm not kidding you. I woke up and was like, remember I've done that with you from there?
Yeah, sure.
I swear to God, I don't know if you placed any stock in this. This is the first time in my life that I haven't been at the end of July just sitting in a hotel room, or it was better with us with the hologram. That was more fun.
Right. That was the first one I actually got to go to.
And that, yeah, right. But every year before that was total pain, and it was very painful and torturous.
Yeah. But your biological panic clock went off anyway?
Yes, it went off today. My biological panic clock. I was like...
And Jessica Kirson is doing it this year.
Yes, she is. Now, we wanted Robin Tran to do it. I mean, I pitched based on your suggestion,
right. And
they actually love Robin Tran, but they thought that Jessica would draw more. Who knows? But I had to do a handoff. I did a handoff introduction, which I think is pretty funny. It still has not been. And
you showed it to me, and yes, it's indeed delightful.
Thank you, Josh. You know, when Josh backs me up, I hate when he does.
There's nothing he can't do.
That's right. Thank you. That's what I meant to say.
Dan Marsh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, you weren't done.
No, you rock it.
All right, we're being way too polite to each other today. Dan Marsh said, "Hey guys, what's it like dealing with stage fright? How did it evolve from your early performances as a working comedian and now getting back out there a little rusty?" I've never had real stage fright. You get nervous for certain gigs, but that just, to me, that's just sort of like, I feel it in my chest a little bit, you know, but, I've never had actual fear of being out in front of people. And then
even on tapings?
Well, I didn't do that many tapings.
Yeah, but you did some.
Yeah, but no, never.
So you took that, in other words, what were the stakes for it? You were like not worried about that the evening at the Improv would.
Yeah, no, it's just, you know, you get.
I don't think you have that in your.
You get a little adrenaline rush,
right?
But I don't characterize that as stage fright, you know.
Yeah, well, I have had stage fright, not stage fright, but no, not the stage fright where you go, oh, I can't get on. Well, it's a general term. Doesn't necessarily mean
you just
like,
said you had it once a year in Montreal.
Is that stage fright?
I think that's a bigger.
Whatever it is,
it's a bigger form of meltdown, I guess. But it's
a bigger form of meltdown. Yeah,
but it is I can't do it.
So I've had that many times. I did this show called with Sandra Bernhard was hosting it at the Mayfair. Remember that Mayfair Theater that used to be in Santa Monica?
Yeah.
And then, so I think this was my second. I don't know what the name of that show was, but it was my second spot or my third spot. Second spot. I walked around. I thought the only way, I was so scared. I just got scared. And the only way, all OCD related. What if I this? What if I that? What if I this? So I walked around just going over and over and over and over and over the set, word for word, all day long.
Right.
And
like me with the Skidoo theme.
But the thing is that I've told the story before, but just to reiterate, I totally, I don't know if you call it stage fright. I spaced out on what my words were and freaked out.
Yeah. On
the stage during my set, and my ex-girlfriend Amy was sitting in the front row, and she could tell I was losing it, and I was like, and I went into my joke about my grandmother that I always remember to do. And I was okay. And then the other thing was on the Letterman set where I completely forgot.
I never had that high a stakes a set, but it was like, for me, it was like when I was young, my chops were solid. I knew my act real fucking well because I was doing it every night all over the place.
Yes.
You know? And then now that I'm older and my chops are sort of gone. I mean, my chops are gone, but my skills are intact.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So even now it's like I'm experienced at coming back rusty, so it doesn't make me fearful anymore, you know,
right.
Because I know the secret for me is, as I've said, is just like, it's got to be an acting gig the first couple of sets. And then.
Yeah. And if you can't, after all this time, get through it. But you know what? I don't believe that. I think panic attacks can come at any time in life, in any situation. So I don't know if that's stage fright. That's the ultimate stage fright, maybe a panic attack?
I think so, but, you know, it's not, only if it's before you go on stage. I think it only counts then.
Good point. See the man with the stage fright. I'm sorry for saying that. I'm sorry for singing when I'm not asked to. And I mean that honestly. Bubbles D. West says, guys, everyone's heard a woman say, I'm such a Samantha, referring to Kim Cattrall's character on Sex and the City. Should men have a character-driven show where we can use two, like, i.e., I'm such a Bubbles, Trailer Park Boys? Which Trailer Park Boy character do you identify with? This is an interesting question because I got in trouble, Twitter trouble, for answering... Twitter trouble. For answering a question. First of all, I shouldn't have been posting it on Twitter. I was listening to the Best Show, and I didn't want to sign into the chat, so I put it on Twitter. No one even knows what I'm talking about. And I said the worst crowd I ever saw for a band was for the Trailer Park Boys. And then everybody started getting mad, 3 people. Uh-huh. And I said, I've never seen the Trailer Park Boys. And I admit they could be hilarious. I've never seen them. There's just one show in Vancouver that I was on and Zach Galifianakis was on, was the worst crowd I've ever seen. So some of the people who like that band aren't in on whatever the joke is.
They aren't a band.
I mean, that group.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
I didn't mean to scold you with they aren't a band. I was
no, that was good, though.
That wasn't my tone.
I felt scolded.
I was sort of clarifying it to myself as I said it.
Yeah. But you know me so well that, he's going to take that personally. Yes. It's not a band, stupid.
Yeah, I didn't mean to have the implied stupid at the end.
Are you familiar with the show?
I'm barely familiar with it. Like, I've seen it, but I didn't retain it.
Well, I still stand behind. So I don't get, anyway, I don't think it works for men. Well, of course it works for men. I don't think Sex and the City works for either sex at this point.
I don't know. You could be a Fred Flintstone or a Barney Rubble. Come on.
Do you think people still make the joke when a car doesn't start or they have a shitty car and they go, I never thought I'd say shitty in regular conversation, that they say, hey, it's like a Fred Flintstone car. Because I heard someone do it a couple weeks ago, so I still think I'm saying I don't think you probably haven't heard it in years.
No, but I did just see one of the channels had a Flintstones marathon over last weekend, and I watched.
I couldn't watch that by reflex because I watched it so much. I watched it way more than you watched it.
I don't know if that's true. It was a fixture in my young childhood.
Who did the Norton character or the Barney character?
Mel Blanc.
Oh, it was Mel Blanc.
Yeah, except for when Mel Blanc got into some kind of medical emergency. I think he got into a car crash or something, and then Dawes Butler did it for a season. And it bugged the shit out of me as a kid that the voice changed on certain episodes.
Wow. This is how you and I completely different people. You're listening, you're hearing it even.
Yeah.
Because you can't stop analyzing it, which is in a good way. It's a good, very, very good skill to have, to be able to tell the difference between voices. I say that probably helps you do voices. I say yay, but in a very odd way.
I say,
okay. All right, Shiftless Element. Shiftless Element says, I'm sure Josh knows about the Nigerian prince and the Spanish prisoner. So how did he fall? I don't know the Spanish prisoner one. So how did he fall for the classic Honduran patient con? I'm sure by now all of his many local and offshore bank accounts have been drained. Oh, well, you live, you learn. That, I would say, is one of the best slams we've received at the show because it's the tone is consistent. We know you're kidding, too.
right.
And I say A plus.
You are for a comedian. You are highly ungenerous with receiving a joke.
That's ungenerous. I thought it was a good job.
Yeah, but you know that's not what anyone who writes a joke wants to hear. Huh? That I would say that's a they want to hear.
Oh, Come on. Because you think that there's that made me laugh. I just am a very awkward person. I can't give compliments well. That's what it is.
That is.
I think that's very well done. Don't hang me out to dry anymore.
Good one, fuckface, is basically what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Well, why don't you read Mike Hanratty's question if you're so bright?
I think I will.
Thank you.
Mike says, I was watching the Catchy Comedy Channel, formerly Decades, and I saw an ad for Nuts.com. Which dedicated site do you like? On MST, I remember Josh saying, just say no to yes. Do you still say no to yes, and by extension, all prog rock?
That's a great joke.
I still use it on Frank Conniff because he loves them.
Because he likes that kind of stuff. Close to the edge, yes. Close to the bing bang.
So I still say just say no to yes. I don't have like a cilantro like hate of prog rock.
Yes,
but it bores the hell out of me generally.
You know what I like? Get ready. You sitting down? Frog rock. I can't even deliver it. So funny. Frog rock. All right, go on. To the
you know where they play that?
Where?
At the Hop.
This is how old comedians who are very angry die. Yes, I know that's a pun, you asshole. It's your fault. The podcast. My hope is that you have early dementia, and we're both like, it's your fault, you fucking asshole, that the podcast never took off.
So BD West, aka Bubbles D West, gave us a very nice coffee donation last week.
Wow.
Of 11 coffees. And,
whoa, thank you.
And he wrote, don't let Stephen L. Yates be the only big man on the Thought Spiral campus. Buy our guys some damn coffee, he says. I just supported Thought Spiral on buying me a coffee. And then he quoted his note when he gave us this gift was tired of Stephen L. Yates calling me a snorer.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
The anger that is inherent in Stephen Elton Yates, people don't think he's a nice guy because he counsels people.
So here's Stephen Elton Yates' response to this. I apologize, BD. I have no idea if you snore or not, but it's nice you're not a schnorer anymore. I'm sure the boys appreciate it.
Yeah, can you please explain on behalf of both of us, Josh, Elvis, Weinstein, what a schnorrer is?
A schnorrer is a classless cheapskate, for lack of a longer definition.
No, I'm almost sad
but when your Greek Orthodox guy is your Yiddish police, everything's gone. Is weird.
Everything's upside down. Yeah. Johnny Whoop says, "What if Rip Taylor?"
Oh, sorry.
Johnny Whoops says, "What if Rip Taylor bought Twitter and not the other guy? That would be well. He's dead, I think."
Well, that's not really the point, is it, Andy?
I think it's too absurd. It's almost too absurd. It's almost like in politics when they say, "I'm not answering a hypothetical." I don't think Rip Taylor had a lot of money, but it's too,
he had enough money to take out a whole page ad to chastise you, though.
How am I doing? What are you doing? Evening at the Improv, Kathy Lee and Regis, Love Boat 3 seasons. My favorite Martian, Walk On. Mike Griffin, not Merv. Mike Douglas, Mike Griffin, he says. And later on the same thing, Merv Douglas in Helvetica. And that's my impression of Rip Taylor when he was, give me Palantine on Inside the Comedy Mind with Alan. I'm only going because you're allowing me, and I appreciate it.
But notice I stayed at the mic. I didn't back off to Vic that time. I was here for you. I wanted to be here for you.
That would be so, it's not even passive aggressive if you were so horrified by what I said that you had to immediately dip out of the way.
Seth Dick III says Dave Foley is really a UFO guy now, huh?
No, that's not true, is it?
I think he's.
Well, we're all UFO.
I've seen a couple of things of him raging at the lack of hoopla over this week's UFO hearings.
Well, I don't like when people put it down either, but I'm not that upset about it. I mean, why is he upset about it? He's not usually upset.
He's upset that people aren't making a bigger deal over this testimony at the UFO hearings.
Well, that wasn't RFK Jr., though, was it?
No.
Oh, this was a real hearing. It wasn't a Republican hearing. It was an actual hearing.
It was a Republican, but
because they're in charge.
It wasn't actually. It was a bipartisan hearing, yes. And some guys like, we have alien craft and biologics. But it was kind of some guy told me this kind of a
I see.
thing.
But they do know, and to defend the movement, I mean, they do. There's a lot of unidentified things that they don't know what the hell it was, and they were flying so fast that it's.
But like that famous one, the famous one where they lock on with the thing and they're soaring over water. That thing, it's going.
Was that recent?
Yeah, it's one. Yes, it's.
Oh, what happened?
The footage you see, the thing that you're talking about going so fast. It was going 40 miles an hour.
Why would the aliens going so slow? Why were the aliens going so slow? Or then you have to ask yourself, why are they going so slow if they're not aliens? What? I think there's something going on, but I'm not panicking, and I certainly, with all the problems I have, I would not be advocating for it on Twitter. With all I
know is they're clearly not here to help. Shecky Flopsweat says, "Ow! It's not the heat; it's the air thickness that gets me."
Ow! Well, that's Werewolves of London.
I don't know what he was going for, but
are you talking about? He's talking about humidity, isn't he? Is air thickness equal humidity?
I think that, yeah.
You're a great
audience. You're a great crowd today.
Finally, I got something you didn't get, and you don't like it. Dan Marsh is back. Wasn't he here earlier?
Doesn't matter. He's entitled.
You giving me the look like I'm on the wrong question?
No, I was giving you the look like I don't remember if he was here yet or not.
I think I'm getting healthier by at least asking before I'm suing the worst.
That's good, yes.
Dan Marsh said, when you were on the road, what is the longest you traveled for the least money gig? Well, I happen to know that answer. It's not the longest I traveled. It's the up to Sacramento and back for $150 the first week, $175 the second week, and $200 the third week at 3 clubs all Tuesday through Sunday.
That's shitty money. That is some shitty money. Yeah.
I've also, for Dave Tribble, I have gone on like Burley, Idaho, and then drove 15 miles. I've been on every version of that.
Yeah, no,
with bad pay.
I have driven 8 hours for a $50 gig before, but it was between $50 gigs. Like it was
That's right.
It was a week of opening on $50 gigs. Generally, it was like $100 a night when I was a feature.
I mean, again, why did I say again? I feel blessed. I feel lucky. I feel like a little clown. No, I feel lucky to have come along in a time where, to use a cliche, I could afford to go places and be bad.
Yeah.
There was so much work. It was great for me, even though it became a horrible movement that needed to implode.
Yes, I spent a couple of solid years bouncing around the country in my car for $700 a week.
Yeah,
but I was 18 and 19.
Was that middle money, or you were headlining? That
was middle money.
And when you were headlining, what'd you get, like $1,500 a week, $2,000 a week?
Like up to like 22, maybe.
Boom! That's what when you say up to 22, that's my best price after having been last comic standing and also having a national commercial run that week, and that's what I got. You knew what I was doing there, right?
Sure.
Let's get through this. At least one of these.
We're going on vacation. Relax.
Oh, God,
relax.
Thank God. I know, but you keep. What is it? Instigating me.
I do?
No.
All right. Sorry, fuckface.
What'd you say?
No, nothing. I said Mike Sislak is next. While looking at the Pride items on clearance at Walmart, me and a friend got barked at, which is one of the weirdest things that has happened to me in a long time. Ever had anything weird like that happen to y'all in public? Praying that y'all aren't getting barked at too.
No, but I know this happens. I know getting barked at while looking.
I got barked at for wearing a mask a couple of years ago.
Well, what are these people? By who?
By someone outside a store that like seemed to be there just to fuck with people with masks.
In defense of mask,
my response was, "What the fuck do you care?"
You didn't? Did you really?
Yes.
You're looking to get into it out there?
Andy, I'm a 6'1", 200.
I know, that's true. That's true. But was this a 6'3" guy?
No.
But was it a guy?
I have an IQ too, Andy. I'm very large and I'm smart. So I pick my battles.
Well, but you wouldn't say it to a woman, probably.
Yeah, I would if she was being that rude in my face.
Let me write that down. Okay, I don't know why I wrote that down, but I'm certainly glad. I've been barked at. I'll tell you when I got barked at. When Brent Butt, very funny Canadian comedian, we weren't barked at, but we went into one of these stores, I think Tiffany.
Yeah.
And they just started following us around. What are you doing? Can we help you? What's happening? Because he looked like just like two road comedians, I guess.
Right.
Like we don't have money.
Right. This isn't for time killing, sir.
And he has money. Because he based a lot of money up in Canada.
Yeah.
And I was and for that 1 second, I felt like a Jew in Germany.
That was my favorite. This is a secondhand story, but my friend's friend went into a jewelry store, and I think he was engagement ring shopping. And he went, so how much is that one? He was like, sir, you can't afford that one, sir. Well, but how much is it? And he looks at him and goes, $1 million jillion.
It's so perfect. It's so much. There's so much in there that's fantastic and horrible.
Yes.
Right?
Clarity Repa is here to say, I want to know your MO. What's your MO? Quote, modus obsessicus.
Whoa, she's right there. I don't know where we are. We're not even halfway through the questions. Is that true?
We're at Walt Nota.
Yeah, but do we have 1 million more questions? No. Okay. Walt Nalta says, do you think there is a path that ends with me having a lucrative reality show? I'm starting to think I'll need to monetize my biography in a very narrow window of time to get the maximum moolah, so I better get a strategy. I'm sorry for the read on that. And I appreciate Walt. This could be the day he gets arraigned, right? Or soon, or maybe he's not going to get arraigned. He already was arraigned. They decided not to double arraign him.
Yes.
But taking the time out to write, I appreciate. That was the worst
You are just like,
laugh I've ever heard.
Just like what's the opposite of making?
No, that was terrible.
What's the opposite of making lemonade? Christopher Citro says, when it's warm and sunny, I like to watch film noir. Today it's The Maltese Falcon, a good one. I just trust a man who says if he's got to be careful not to drink too much, it's because he's not to be trusted when he does. I didn't give that a good read.
I think he did a good job with that.
I can't. I don't even know who the actor was. I know it was Bogart, but I can't remember who said that line.
Right.
And he's pictured here. You guys like classic film noir? Any favorites? I do like many. I think Billy Wilder made at least two of the best with Double Indemnity and Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, yeah.
I think Third Man is a great one.
Is that the one with Kindler?
Yes.
Sorry, inside joke. What's wrong with me, Josh? I don't know a lot of film noir, but I almost always like it when I see it, unless it's really would be trite, where they go, look, cornball. Well, that's not it. Look, dame. I can't think of any.
You don't like it too hard boiled, is what you're saying.
I don't like too hard, but I do like things like I Nose My Late Model Cruiser onto Sunset. Boy, was I tired. I know that's not it, but it has that kind of feel. Boy, was I tired. I don't know. I know now in my heart that I would not have been a good novel writer. Just telling you.
I just noired in, and boy, are my arms tired.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Grow says, we know your opinions on Rogan, but do you have any opinions on or stories about guys in his orbit like Bobby Lee, Theo Vaughn, and Bert Kreischer? Why align yourself with a guy who continues to parrot right-wing BS? They seem fairly decent otherwise. Bert is questionable.
Yeah, all I need to do is comment on this. Don't I have enough things going on with people? Some of these people that you're talking about, I don't know that well. Well, Bobby Lee, I've never been. I mean, what do you want me to say? What can I say? Look, I would not go on Rogan, but there are a lot of people, I can't justify going on Rogan. So you go ahead and justify it, Josh. I mean, it's part of it. I mean, it's not, everything is not of equal evil.
Right.
They're not responsible for him, but I don't want to argue these things. It's just ridiculous. I don't feel good arguing because I think he's so putrid. But also, scientists like a guy I love who works with COVID and everything like that, he used to go on Rogan when he thought he was just many people early on thought he was just a curious guy asking questions. So there's a lot of people who he either wasn't as evil early on. Well, I'm sure he wasn't as evil early on, but people went on not knowing how bad he was.
All right.
But these comics have to know how bad he is now. And I don't know, I don't. So you take it away, Josh.
I don't really want to take it away.
Okay.
I have to say, I mean, Bert Kreischer is very besties with Segura.
And he makes me laugh.
So it's friend of a friend territory. But
he's also made me laugh. I just don't know. It's like I don't know a lot about him.
And Segura is a Joe Roganite as well. I mean, he's not an acolyte, but he is certainly in their orbit.
I just admire how you can talk better than me. Acolyte. Where do you pull that out of?
My deep vocabulary.
A third Jew says, a dialectical experiment, if you don't mind. Andy, please say root beer. Andy, please say root beer. Root beer. Thank you. Now, Josh, please say root beer.
Root beer.
Thank you. So without that's just the way we say it in Queens, Minnesota, which one of you is right and why is the other guy wrong? Thank you, a third Jew. How do you say it?
I think I went with a harder double O. I went root beer.
Root beer.
And I think you were more of a root beer.
But I'm not like root beer. Root beer.
A&W root beer is how I would say it. Root beer.
A&W root beer.
So you have a U. I have a.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
But I don't.
You know what?
I don't take any pride in the way I say it.
Yeah. I neither do I. Neither do I. I don't think of myself
What
as
about milk?
Milk.
In the Midwest, we tend to say it more milk. MELK kind of.
Oh, I see. And so, say COFFEE. This is the big difference.
Coffee.
I'm exaggerating, but that's where I go. Coffee talk. That got me. You know what? That was very stimulating in general, that question. Nico says, hey, Andy, are you going to do your annual Save the Industry speech soon? Nico, I am not doing it this year. Please rewind this podcast for further. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's all explained within the show.
I'm sure Nico felt a little twinge of regret as we covered the topic earlier and then was just going, well, oh, God, don't read mine.
I don't think Nico feels that way.
Stephen Elton Yates is back to say Thought Spiral has a bunch of great listeners, or great bunch of listeners, which makes sense because of the two great hosts. I'm happy to be part of the fun. Thanks, gents. Thank you, Stephen Elton Yates.
Thank you, Stephen Elton Yates. I don't know what his game is. He has no game.
We'll miss you among the most in August.
John Dunbar says,
by the way, let me just stop right here and thank Rosemary Lameda for the lovely anniversary gift.
Oh, we got an anniversary gift?
No, my wife and I got a lovely anniversary gift.
Oh, what an idiot I am. Oh, thank you, Rosemary Lameda. How do you pronounce it, Lameda?
I pronounce it Lameda, but
yeah, I think
could be
right.
wrong since we've never
I think
spoken.
you're right. There's a street out here named after her. Well, it's not named after her, but we've talked about it.
Mama Warbucks Avenue?
You know what? I always have a problem with Rosemary. I always want to say Rosemary as in Rosemary from the show.
Right.
John Dunbar. Thank you, Rosemary. Rosemary. Go ahead. Take it.
Halpin Fraser says, Andy, may I humbly suggest that you don't need an anecdote workshop so much as an anecdote industrial plant.
That's woo-hoo.
Love Halpin.
No, that's a slam. That is a slam that I will own it. I'll own it. I take care. I was in it.
John Dunbar says, has Josh seen the doc Break It All on Netflix? I was fascinated to learn of the parallel rock and roll universe in Latin America with bands that were Beatles, Floyd, Sabbath-esque. He might enjoy seeing the interviewees tell the tale on screen, not strictly voiceovers. Thank you for tuning into my taste. I have not seen it. I have not seen it, but I definitely will.
Thanks for tuning into my taste. Robert Cole, Fidelity, that's a joke. Fidelity, Robert Cole. Richard Cole says, I wear a baseball hat to protect my head and face from getting sunburned. Spike, what kind of hat do you wear? I don't wear a hat. I do not wear a hat. I will slather myself up with suntan lotion, which I'm starting to do now because I'm getting a farmer's tan, is what Susan said.
Yeah.
So now I'm slathering it on.
Sunscreen, not just suntan lotion, please. I'm coming from melanoma.
That's right.
Melanomaville over here.
No, I'm not pouring it's not pro suntan lotion like when I was growing up.
All right. Not for the George Hamilton Cocoa Butter Open.
I don't like I don't like hats. I just don't like them. And so if I wear one, it's probably what you're wearing.
A baseball
cap.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't ask me. I do wear mine to protect from the head and sun, but I mostly wear a hat to protect my head from Band-Aids. Because I've mentioned it before. My fear of being bald guy with Band-Aid on head is my biggest baldness issue.
And finally, on this platform, I says, hey, Josh and Andy, have any stories of a crazy or otherwise dodgy dare you were challenged to and accepted? I do not believe I've ever put myself in danger. Oh, I've done like bong smoking contests, stuff like that, but not anything seriously. I don't even think I've done bond smoking contests.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything super dumb on a dare.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done like a spoonful of hot sauce or that kind of thing at a bar or something, but
I've done dumb things, but not attached to a specific thing.
they can't be blamed on someone else's prompting.
On somebody else's prompting. Now we're going to the other area. I keep looking over to see if Susan's going to laugh at me.
Why should she be different?
She's a big fan of what I'm doing.
Really? Talking to someone else, you mean? Delicious Mix says it looks like a regular question, but it's not.
It's not.
It's a hypothetical question. You've just been injected with methamphetamine. How do you choose to spend your ensuing 8 to 24 hours? Also, Josh, you reckon you got an impression of Rodney Dangerfield breaking down while getting respect for the first time? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, vey.
Oh, my
Peace
God.
and love, gentle blokes. Rodney and Dangerfield getting respect for the first time. I got respect. Thank you very much.
Have you heard me do this impression recently? They look like dress pants. They look like dress pants. They look like dress pants, but they don't. They look like pants. Thank you.
That has nothing to do with an Australian accent at all. Like literally, it's not same hemisphere.
No,
it's
you're
not
wrong.
The same hemisphere.
I'm doing an impression of an Australian person. In that way, see how I got you?
I'm flummoxed. Dan Wade asks, Earl Grey, yes or no? Yes.
And I'm speaking for my wife, who is the tea drinker in the house, who drinks morning breakfast. What is it called? Morning breakfast?
English breakfast
English
tea
breakfast,
or Irish
yes.
breakfast?
But in the late afternoon, if she has a hankering, and I ask her, would you like a spot of tea, which I always do it that way, it often is Earl Grey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's among my, I'm a black tea drinker. Do not like the.
Are you kidding me?
Do not like the herbal teas. I like the black teas.
Oh, no, but you have milk in it, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Mostly tea reminds me of being homesick from school, so I just don't drink it that much, period. But I like a green tea and I like an Earl Grey. Those are my top teas.
Well, Susan knows the trick that all British people know about of what you do when you're making a regular. She uses PG Tips, which is it's just a great company. Their tea's great. At the end of the 4 or 5 minute steeping process, you boil the water again. You just top it off with boiling water, hot water. And that.
I'm sorry, I lost my will to live.
Okay, let's go. I have to go. You know what? Did you know that because I'm taking off of August, I'm doing a vacation stay at my Planet Share. I'm doing my timeshare. Timeshare.
Yeah.
So contact me there.
Fractional ownership, I prefer to call it.
Fractional ownership.
Full Dork says, you guys are great podcasters. It's 10:02, so I missed the question cutoff, so I figured I'd just drop a compliment instead. Thank you. It's a good plan.
Well, that's very good. And when you say you're a good, I prefer to thank you, but I prefer to call myself a broadcaster. I'm done.
Okay.
With
good.
that.
I'm sorry. I'll come back to the mic then. Uncle Pete says, my wife is lazy. Any advice? Don't tell her.
Is this a joke?
Don't tell her. That's my advice.
You never should use the. Wait a second. Someone said to you that your wife is lazy, and you're asking, should you report that back to your wife?
No, he just said my wife is lazy. Any advice? And I'm saying, don't tell her.
Oh, okay. I completely confused there. My wife is lazy. I think that's the end of the marriage right there, when you be open with that.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Ed? I'm tired of you fucking being lazy the whole marriage. Boom.
Yeah.
Divorce court.
Zeke Fosse is here with a novella. So I'm in trouble at home, and maybe you guys could just look at it with another set of eyes. You see, I was with my father-in-law, who had just buried his wife, the mother of my wife and kids' grandmother. So it's been a tough few weeks for old Zeke, as the house has become a pressure cooker, as I've been up on my best behavior despite my razor-sharp wit, as you will
Don't
know.
call yourself old Zeke anymore. Okay, continue.
All right. So anyway, I'm with Earl at his favorite barbecue place, and like any tasty, respectable barbecue joint, is cafeteria style. So Earl has his tray with brisket, pulled pork, beans, cornbread, and a big orange drink.
I like
and he's
that.
walking back to the table. He trips on who knows what, and the tray goes flying. I blurt out, "Nice job, monkey spunk." We were at the ER, and neither Earl nor my partner spoke to me for like hours.
Wow.
That's the whole.
I think the whole thing is people don't like it when you call attention to themselves. It's just a general thing. And they don't like to be called spunky punk.
Monkey spunk. Yeah.
Monkey spunk. That's just in
Especially,
general.
yeah. It's generally piling on.
That's
That
what I would
point,
say.
yeah.
That was I'd say.
Yeah.
And but you know what? I changed my mind. I like old Zeke now.
All right, good. Once you put it in the context of a barbecue buffet.
Yeah, old Zeke says.
Yeah, exactly. PL from Thiel. Says Stutz is a hack. Down with millionaires, billionaires, and especially their therapists.
I'm not going to argue with you about Stutz.
I think, but you say what you want about Stutz, but I think that millionaire and billionaire therapists are one of society's last firewalls.
True that.
Some worst instincts are left in that room.
I agree.
Well, Andy, you got any plans for the summer?
Is that an actual question?
Yeah, sure. I'm not going to.
Are you asking this now, or are you going to hang up on me soon?
No, because I want to plug our
Okay.
coffee thing before.
No,
we go.
I'm going to be picketing next week,
Yes.
and that will be good.
Where are you going to go?
Wherever is, I want to say, this may sound lazy, not like Norman Ray, whatever is closest and more convenient.
I think Universal's probably the closest.
Yeah, but that's nobody's over there.
I think there's some people there. There's Radford, they pick it, but that's just WGA for some reason. SAG didn't pick that.
So maybe Warner Brothers? Is it nice over in Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers or Disney are always good to go tell to fuck themselves.
Okay, so maybe and I think there's parking over there.
I always did well at Disney because it's a stoplight situation. You cross the street and then wait for it to go, and then you cross the street again. So it's
like that?
I did because I couldn't walk well.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A lot of start and stop as opposed to the constant.
Where you park over there?
Wherever you can find it.
Okay, but that's the kind of thing I'm used to. That's like going to a Jets game.
Huh?
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand
Because you go with funny signs to the football game.
No, because I'm used to looking for spots.
3:17.
I'm used to looking for spots. My family never liked to park in a garage or spend money on parking, and I spent many of my adult life.
I've been going out a lot lately, and I am on one of the greatest street parking streaks of my life right now. I believe that. I have done a trip around the block and gotten the spot in front of the place like 3 times.
I love that so much.
Oh man, it's like God actually likes me for a minute.
You can't park that far. It's not good for you.
I don't like it. I don't like the hurting.
Yeah, there's no reason to hurt yourself. You're not proving anything.
Hey, if you want to fund our vacation, that sounds like shallow.
Yeah, it sounds like we don't make a lot of money. So if you want to fund, if you think that Josh being stuck in all of Saturday, every week of the year, he doesn't have a Saturday because he edits the show.
Except in August.
That's right. And now I would like to say that...
I'm looking for the button, I'd like to say.
No. I would like to say, don't forget, I'm going to make an album, and I'm going to be working on it in August. So, lying.
Have you done any sets with the new stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to start to.
All right. See?
This is so awkward. No, it's not awkward. I'm going to stop this part of it. I'm not going to hit don't stop it. Don't stop it. Have a good August off.
Likewise.
And I will be in touch with you. It's not like I'm not going to still be walking by your house every day.
That's right. But please stop throwing things.
Okay. Now just hang. Can we just say, why can't we end the phone call naturally for the...
Well, let me just say to our listeners, Please come back.
Philadelphia is a great city I visited yesterday.